his room. Like that is a soft bulb that's up above. Like
that is a urine yellow. That is a
the white balance is all off.
That is a soft bulb that's up above. That is a urine yellow.
The white balance is all off.
It's like the smoker beige is just like
the smoker beige. I like that. The smoker beige. You spray that off the walls by any chance?
Just no. So that's supposed to be gray. You can't tell that's gray. It looks like fucking smoker beige. It's like what the fuck.
No, it's disgusting. All right.
Hey, so what did you end up having for dinner, Dan?
Whoa, Isla's coming down here. What's going on, Isla?
Hey, no kids allowed.
Isla's just.
I mean, it's friendship day.
For who?
Yeah, works with cats.
For who? Oh, perfect. Are you gonna wear that to school?
Wait.
You get one of those little water sprayers. Spray them.
Yeah.
Oh, what's orange?
What did I say?
Get down! Get down! Get down!
I don't think so.
Don't knock that.
No.
Don't paw that glass of water. Don't kiss me. Don't
Stop
kiss
talking!
Me.
Stop talking!
Tell me, can you
Go to bed!
About it in the morning before school? Get up early tomorrow. We'll talk about it before school. Okay, cool.
Daddy's got a very serious podcast to do.
Very serious.
Daddy's put on the dad voice.
Just
Dan,
go to bed. Just
more dad voice. Come on, Dan. More
just
dad
go
voice.
to bed. And just
Isla, go to bed.
Isla, stay up and bug your dad all night.
Love you.
Yeah, I want to hear him talk like that all night.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
I think the video games are good. They're
Love
fun.
you.
Go to bed, Isla.
Go the fuck to sleep.
Isn't that a book?
Yes.
Head, please.
Yes.
It's on my bedtime.
Can you go? Just go read. Go play.
I think Samuel L. Jackson ended up by narrating a version of it.
He
That's
did.
good.
He did.
Can you please?
How is that veggie dinner there, Nicholas?
Oh, it was good.
Did you get all your
enjoyed it. It was,
nutrients?
Yeah, but so we made a deal with the kids. If they ate at least a portion of it, we'd take them out for McDonald's French fries. So
Even a
Completely, like,
portion?
outdoes the savings.
Just a portion. Just smell it.
Well,
Smell
it
it, and we'll
worked.
take it to
Actually,
McDonald's.
I really enjoyed it. It was a kale salad.
I'm pretty sure that McDonald's fries are vegan, so I think you're
No,
continuing.
they're not.
They're not?
No, they're not. They're fried in beef lard.
They are.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't
What,
think anything.
McDonald's
anybody did
fries?
that anymore. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, beef lard.
Well, they hide it under the natural flavor now. No, seriously, on the ingredients, they switched it from beef tallow or whatever it said to natural flavor, which can literally mean anything.
What, on the lard container?
No.
No, not on the lard container.
Yeah, because we used
on the
we used
McDonald's
to get,
French
so
fries
when-
ingredients or whatever they say.
When we used to work there and had to fill up the vats, it would come in
You're right,
like
Mike.
a 2 by 2 by 3 and a bit, and it's like literally a white block of lard, and you'd have to pick it up, break it up, and like throw it in
Put it in the
pieces.
fryer. Yeah, Tiff.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah,
Tiff was a manager of one. I don't know, 20 years ago or something, and she was telling me all the amazing, disgusting stories.
Oh, yeah, I've got a fair share.
Yeah. Oop, John's. What's John looking at? All right, do you want to start this thing?
Let's do it.
All right. Yeah. So, hello and welcome to episode 17. Believe it or not, of the Joystix Canada Gamescast, the podcast where a group of Canadian guys who grew up in the 80s talk about video games and other nerdly things.
Just so you know, you're sharing the notes on the stream.
Is that better?
No, the notes.
The notes are on the stream. The show notes.
Oh shit! That's
Behind
because I
the
was doing the.
scenes.
Yeah, that's because I was doing the. Oh my god!
Now
Do I
make
know what
sure
I'm
to
doing?
add in the show notes to edit this out.
Edit out of show notes.
Because you fucked up again, man.
You messed it right up.
Derp,
And-
derp, derp. Herp, herp,
Start from the
derp.
beginning. Over again.
Derp, derp.
Derp, derp.
Jesus fucking Christ. Actually, you know what?
Welcome to the Joystix Canada game.
Yeah, John's doing the clap, which we don't need. Let's do.
I'll do the.
Oh.
All right. Anyways, yeah. It's a fucking shit show.
Okay, let's go.
Okay,
We're
let's
not all
actually
night.
let's actually get a professional take here, shall we? Hello and welcome to episode 17. Oh my god, of the Joystix Canada Gamescast.
Take it from the top, Dan. Take it
We're
from the
gonna try
top.
that again?
Yeah, let's try one more
Yeah.
time. For fuck's sake, I hate all you guys.
What'd I do?
You especially, Nick. Hello and welcome to episode 17 of the Joystix Canada Gamescast, the podcast where a group of Canadian guys who grew up in the 80s, I assume you all grew up in the 80s, talk about video games and other nerdly things. Nerdy, geeky, dorky, amazing things. We're recording this live on Tuesday, September 29th. So if you're not watching it live, it will be on YouTube later, which I've been doing religiously. It'll also be on, I think, every single podcast service there is. Thanks to Anchor FM, who isn't paying me to say that, but Anchor FM is pretty kick-ass, so...
R/Hail Corporate.
Definitely not by Stats for Life's SC Digital Media. Don't ever use them. Don't ever use them.
I just got this offer from transistor.fm. I don't know if we want to take them up on that one.
Yeah, so Anchor FM, if you want to keep us using it, they're like, no, we don't care. Your audience size of how many is that? Two digits? Oh my god. So yeah, who do we have here? We actually have Richard, Nick, John, and Santanos, or as I like to call him, Stats for Life. That's your name for life, by the way. I notice he's not saying anything because he doesn't want to bring attention to himself. So...
Anyways.
Anywho, move along, you son of a bitch.
Segue.
Move along. So I don't know the some of the big stuff that happened this week. I don't know if you guys have been like keeping up to date with things. There actually has been some stuff going on. I know with the Series X, like every single website on Earth seemed to have like an actual real unit instead of just like the dummy box. They all actually had real systems that they got to test like a ton of stuff on, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they all have that fun little sticker on the back that says "not final unit."
Oh, I know, and they were all like,
Love that.
pff, even the Digital Foundry guys were like, "That's bullshit. This
Oh,
thing's
yeah.
final." But it was like the cool thing was like the really cool thing was like seeing the load speeds of the backwards compatibility games, and like the whole game resume thing. The load speeds were nuts. I don't know if you guys actually watched any of those videos, but
I haven't.
holy shit, there were like some games depending on the game, like if it was a newer game, chances are it wasn't going to have as big of a difference, but like some of the older games were just insane. It was like they did tests with like even Red Dead Redemption 2, which I guess is actually kind of a newer game, but like the load speed differences were like, I can't even remember exactly what it was. It was like 1 minute and 30 seconds versus like, I don't know, 20 seconds or something like that. I can't exactly remember the times, but it was just astronomical. Like the Digital Foundry guys were just blown away, and they just kept on showing game after game loading. But
Did they confirm that? Did they say anything about the number of games that you can resume? Because I think it's 5, right?
Well, they said, okay, so they said, they actually didn't say, well, the Digital Foundry guys didn't say at least, but I don't think,
Okay.
I think it's,
I've only. I've only ever heard Microsoft say it once.
And I heard them say
Officially.
4. I heard them say 4 games. Like that's like old games. You can't do quick resume with the Series X games. Apparently, you can only do it with
Really?
like previous generation games. Yeah,
Oh, that sucks.
I think. But the cool thing is like the quick resume. It took like on average, they did it a bunch of times, and it took on average like 10 seconds or something. But that was like
Still, that's not much at all.
that wasn't like loading the game from scratch. That was like loading the game, loading your game save state, and like boom, you're in the game. Like you're continuing right away.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
pretty awesome watching that. And I think
Yeah,
I
but you know what though? I watched the Digital Foundry one, and I was more interested in what they were able to accomplish with the frames per second, the demonstration they had, and I was more impressed with the Hitman, where the game natively had an unlock for the FPS, and it was consistent. And he even at one point said, "Hey, look, it dropped from 60 down to like I think it was as low as 56." Whereas the
that was
Xbox Series X on whatever mode it was like down into the 30s. And this is, I think, an important factor when it comes to a lot of people in the choice of platform is, and not to knock Richard there. I mean, like I think actually you and Dan both bought PlayStation.
Yeah, I haven't actually paid for it yet, Nick. Anyways, move on.
No, yeah. Through the right. but the point is the game selection. I mean, this is where Microsoft is really going to take advantage, and Sony's going to hurt the most. Is it's not about the console anymore; it's about the backlog, and it's a game. I think he even says that the game preservationists are really excited about the prospect of being able to play a lot of these old titles on a single platform now, because even on the Series X, I don't even think it was fully backwards compatible down to I think 360, but only limited titles had support. And I'm sure that's going to be the same case here. And I think John had kind of insinuated that they're probably going to emulate all of the earlier consoles. And with the power that this thing has got, like 12 teraflops, how hard do you think it would be to emulate an old Xbox?
The cool thing was that they were showing was like I think it was Digital Foundry was the main one that was doing this. All of the load speeds and the game resume, all that, and the frames per second, all that stuff. I think what they were doing was they were showing all the games that weren't even optimized for Series X. Like they were just games. They were just trying. They weren't even ones that the developers have actually spent any time fixing or optimizing or improving. These are just games that just work on it already, and they've already improved them all. It's like, holy shit. If a developer actually took the time to like properly optimize it, add HDR, add like 120 frame support, all this kind of shit, it's like those I'm super pumped to play like Xbox One series games with like insane load speeds and like super high frame rate and 4K native, all this kind of stuff. I don't actually need any more games right now. I'm sure
I'm
a lot of people are like
with,
that.
Yeah, I'm happy with just finishing off like Red Dead and stuff with like.
Oh my god, can you imagine stupid Red Dead with like insanely fast load speeds? I'm like, oh yes, please.
Like locked
I'll
at
actually
60
finish it.
FPS, 4K.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys though.
It's 30 FPS now, isn't it?
If that. I think it's 4K, 30 frame per second.
Yeah.
Do you guys really think that that the PlayStation 5 is not going to be able to play Red Dead 2 backwards compatible?
Oh, I think it will. I definitely think it will.
As long as
They just haven't
like they did with Spider-Man. Like as long as there's not any of that quandary going on.
There's no issue going on with Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man's issue, we talked about this in chat this week, but Spider-Man's issue was bringing over your save from the original game to the remastered game.
The communication was messed up. The communication was
was terrible, right? I could have summarized that in like a sentence, and they took I don't know how some ungodly number of sentences to say what they needed to say. The long and short of it anyway is my understanding is they have tested thousands of games and those games have worked. I have no fear of being able to play my PS4 catalog on my PS5. I guess the other question is
digital catalog or disc catalog?
Both. Yeah. both.
I would assume anything you download on PSN would transfer over, and if it's on that same list of compatibility, I would assume, I would friggin' hope so, that
Yeah.
would carry over. Just log in, download it, play.
Yeah, and honestly, unless I really want to play Skate 3, there's literally no reason for me to like want to or have to throw in a disc for PS3. I don't need to go as far back as PS3. I certainly don't need to go as far back as PS2. Everything from PS2 is already emulated in some way on PS4. They brought it up in the PSN library, or PS3 even.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, I get the hype. I think it's super smart that they sent out these review units. Like I think it's dumb that they didn't do it on the Sony side. Like right now I'm sure there are gates that they're just going to let go. You know, every week or every 2 weeks or something, they're going to let go.
I hope so. I want to get excited about PS5. I legitimately do. I don't care. I want them to be like, oh, we got this going. I'm like, okay, fuck. You know what? Great. I'm definitely gonna pick one up. Right now, I have no interest.
It's sure they've had radio silence, right? Nobody's seen anything.
Ridiculous.
Nobody's had testing events, and this is where Microsoft is basically saying, okay, well, we have to respond to how Sony has done their pre-orders and the price cutting on their digital version. Like, how do we get people excited about it? Because even on the surveys that I've seen online, even after the acquisition of Bethesda, people are still saying they're more excited about a PlayStation than they are about an Xbox. And while that's really just a biased response and you don't really know what the aggregate value is, the reality is, for somebody like myself, I look at what PlayStation has communicated to us through either press conferences, PR releases, or even getting people out there test units. They probably have some sort of injunction where they can't actually speak about it up until a certain point in time. Because I think even the Digital Foundry guy basically said, hey, we can finally talk about this now.
Yeah.
Right? How much of that is playing a part of why we haven't heard anything?
And I'm wondering if it's Japan and they're like Sony Japan kind of pulling the strings and like, oh, we don't need to show anyone anything. People are going to buy it regardless. It's like,
yeah, but TGS
don't be like that,
too, right? I mean, now would have been the perfect time to showcase stuff.
And Sony's always been about marketing. They've always poured tons of money into marketing with Spider-Man and stuff like that, like with their own IPs and stuff. So I don't get why they're not. I'm hearing way more Xbox stuff, and again, it might be my biased feed or whatever that comes in and all that.
I don't think so. I just listen to everything. I'm like, I'll be the first to say, like, I play most stuff on Xbox, but I first party stuff, like Sony has Xbox beat hands down. Like, I play everything. Every first party game I play on PlayStation. So like I'm not, and I have all three systems. I always do, but it's like, yeah, I've been listening to everything, and Xbox has been getting the press like nonstop.
Yeah, they just got so much more information coming out. Like, there's more details. It's
just more exciting.
I don't know. Yeah, and
I almost want to see their sales. Like the fact that we've had restock of all our pre-orders, and compared to let's round those numbers out. The last time 6,000 Xbox units versus like the 43,000 that we had for the PlayStation.
That's crazy.
PlayStation's probably looked at their numbers in sales and said, we don't need to do anything. Why waste the time? Why waste the money? Our units are flying off the shelf.
Yeah.
What I'd like to see is the player the game stats. Like, what games are they playing on PS5 in the first month? I'm curious to like see what they're playing versus the Xbox, what they're playing, because there's not going to be much of a catalog at launch of new games. So I'd like to see like who's actually playing the old games and which games are they on each system.
That'll be
I'd
interesting.
be curious to see that, right? Because that's going to be what drives the sales, right? Is what are those people? So I don't know. It's really curious. It's a really weird because there's not much about the games. It's more about the technology. This console round, I feel.
Yeah, Xbox
will really have those stats though. Like, I don't know if they would release.
Dude, Xbox will. Xbox, I guarantee you, Xbox will.
They'll play the most. Like, don't they usually like Steam?
Yeah,
maybe Steam because it's PC, but like they have multiplayer stats, like how many this week, how many concurrent users, stuff like that. So I don't know if they'll release it, but
Yeah, I was gonna say they probably have those stats in house. I just don't know if they would
Yeah.
actually become publicly released.
I've never seen them like that. I mean, even like the NDP sales numbers are non-digital only, right? That tells you basically nothing about what's popular
Yeah.
these days.
Then you'd have to go by like which actual launch titles are bought. But even then, I'm just curious, like who's.
Well, look, I mean, this kind of dovetails into I think probably the next set of topics, but like the stuff you're going to be playing on Xbox on day one is Game Pass.
Yeah.
Game Pass stuff, right?
Yep,
But
that's
they've done a really great job of loading up October and November with Game Pass stuff, new Game
Yeah.
Pass stuff.
Cyberpunk.
Speaking
you're
of
not playing
speaking of
Cyberpunk,
Game Pass,
What's the point?
speaking of Game Pass, and
Segway.
specifically Skate 3, Richard.
Speaking of Game Pass,
So yeah, EA Play coming to Game Pass on November 10th, specifically for
Only
Xbox
for
One.
Ultimate users.
Oh, who cares?
Stupid.
Who the hell doesn't have
But
Game
what is
Pass
this-
Ultimate? Oh wait, 2 out of
But
5
what
of
does
us
this give
don't.
you really, though? Just-
I'm glad I have Game Pass Ultimate because I'll be able to play my FIFA. Yeah.
Okay, but I have a question.
Yes.
But like, what does it really give you? It's just the 10 hours
So-
of free play.
No. So okay, so EA Play, they have like a vault or whatever the hell they call it, which is like, it's kind of like Game Pass, but it's like, I don't know, 30 or 40 plus like older EA games. It's usually like last season sports games or like stuff that's been out for a year or two. So stuff like Battlefront 1 and 2 and Skate 3 and Battlefield, whatever the hell whatever numbers they are. And the cool thing is though, like all the new games that come out, you do get like a 10-hour demo or whatever it is, but it's the full game. It's not like a little shitty snippet of a game. It's like, no, you get to download the entire full game. You get to play it for 10 hours, which is more than enough time to get a feel for pretty much any game. And then if you want to buy it, you get like 10% off the actual full price or whatever. The thing is, at the end of the day, if you don't like EA stuff, then who cares? But it's kind of cool that it's just like, here, you just take it. It's free. I'm like, oh, what? Okay, sure. I'll
See,
I'll
if
take
if
EA
NHL
Play
came
for
out
free.
If NHL came out on PC, that'd be awesome.
NHL hasn't been on PC for
No.
15 years or something. Anyways, yeah. But the other big
deserved.
thing, I know it does. Yeah. The other big thing obviously is Doom Eternal coming to Game Pass on October 1st, which is 2 days.
Yeah, but I have that game already.
I know,
don't
so do I. So does John. John's already beaten it. I told you we're a bunch of dorks. We either own it or have beaten it. Oh, Rich is sitting over there. He's like, but what about me?
Yeah, the one guy who doesn't own it and has been waiting for it on PC. Okay, Nick, you too. It doesn't come
It's
to
still not on
PC
PC.
until it won't come to PC. Game Pass
Series
until
X.
later.
Get a Series X.
Until next year.
I
It's
gotta
gonna come. It's not like it's not gonna come. I mean, that's
Yeah.
still the better deal. $10
That's
a
what
month.
she said.
and-
Yeah, Doom Eternal,
see
Doom
that-
Eternal to Game Pass. I guarantee you it'll come to PC. I just don't know when. How is that game distributed anyways? Is it through Bethesda's launcher
No.
or Steam or Epic or
Yeah, Steam.
okay.
I mean, it'll come out. Through
Doesn't really
the
matter.
Xbox
It doesn't really
whatever.
matter, but I didn't know if like Game Pass was an option kind of thing, but
Yeah, I'm sure it'll come out that way.
yeah. The other big thing this week is which I can't friggin' believe is this week because I thought I was just watching videos for it recently, was that Star Wars Squadrons, which I know Nick is getting all hot and bothered. Oh, Richard's literally ready for it already. Richard, 3 days from now, you don't have to put that on yet.
I can't
I
wait.
like my space sims. TIE Fighter or X-Wing from back in the 80s.
Oh my god,
I mean,
dude! Like,
but those were the penultimate games. I mean, that really just was. If that didn't capture people wanting to play space sims, I don't know what would.
okay,
The-
so quick
The
little.
on, like,
Oh, sorry,
the
go on.
learning curve on TIE Fighter was massive though,
Yes.
and it took so long to get into it. But once you did, I couldn't step away from the game, man. I couldn't step away. So I'm very excited about Squadrons. It's going to be fantastic. I love the graphics on it already, and I love the plot that's going to be to it. So I'm going to be in there day one.
Right. I've literally
I
watched.
was more of a wing commander guy.
Yeah, Wing Commander's good too.
Well, like Wing Commander's good. I can't be like poo, but it's like no, Wing Commander was good. Like shit, it was still good. They're all good. Shit.
Mark Hamill was in that too.
I know. I was like, God damn it.
And one day maybe you'll get
Malcolm
your
McDowell.
Squadron 42 or Star Citizen.
But
probably not.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's
Yeah.
a pipe dream of sorts. You know, like that game is going to be in perpetual development for the next God only knows.
2152.
He made his money off of that game.
Oh, and the
I
rest.
paid my
Good
Chris
lord.
Roberts tax, and I expect to never see that $60 in any way, shape, or form ever again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've not looked at anything at all related to Star Wars Squadrons, which is extremely unusual for me, both in video games and also specifically Star Wars video games. So John, you're saying like, it looks great, and yeah, the story sounds. I have no idea, not a clue. I have one other buddy who has VR. We've decided we're going to play. There's, I think, a co-op campaign that we can play
in VR.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very jelly.
Dear
Yeah,
lord.
but I mean, I think there's co-op anyway. Is my understanding. That's what I read.
No, just the VR experience of Squadrons would be.
Oh, there's VR for sure. Yeah, so VR is on.
Just stupid.
For
awesome.
PS4 and PC, obviously only.
It's funny. I was
Xbox no VR, but yeah.
I was going through my my post history on this other site I've been on for a decade, and 5 years ago, I posted in September. Actually, 5 years ago, I played this Star Wars Battle Pod at Dave and Buster's. Do you guys remember this thing?
I remember that thing.
No.
So essentially,
Whenever I go, it's like, get out of the way, kids! I'm playing this thing for the next
Oh my
hour.
god, it was all I wanted to play, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the new age roller coasters, whatever. If you've been to Disney in the last 5-10 years, they've got the ones that are kind of like the enveloping screen. So it was that you sat in this pod and it wrapped you in this 360. Well, not 360 screen, but it looked like a 360 view.
It's close enough,
And
man.
then
It's close enough. Like
Yeah.
your peripheral vision is all like landscape, and the Millennium Falcon's like right in front of you. You're like, oh my god.
Did
So
the
my-
one you play move around as well? Like, did it have motors to kind of?
Yeah, so it was happening.
It's
right? So
insane.
my post
So
on
good.
the site was essentially like, give me Star Wars, VR, and haptic feedback. So I think I'm kind of getting like 2.5 out of 3 5 years later.
Your wife
just
can
by-
shake
as-
the seat while you're playing.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take it. So yeah, I'm super stoked. I cannot wait to give it a whirl. Next Tuesday is going to be a very gushing podcast. I hope.
Oh
for Star
yeah.
Wars Squadrons.
Well, hell, I'm gonna be picking it up and playing it. I don't have VR. I have nothing. Nothing.
You have.
Is
you
it out next
literally
week?
do have PS4 VR. Pretty sure.
No, I actually sold it. That's another story. Yeah, I did. I got what I paid for it, which is nice. That's another story. So the other game that kind of came out of nowhere, which I could have sworn came out months ago, is Hades. Was this not one of the big first Epic Game Store exclusives?
Yes.
Because
It was.
way back then, everyone was like, Hades, who gives a shit? And then they just moved on. At least I did.
It was.
And I think a
it
lot
was
of
like
other
a
people were
year
the
ago,
same.
man.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
almost a year ago, and now it's like appearing everywhere, and it's one of the best, if not the best, reviewed game of the entire year. I'm like, what the hell is happening? Where'd this come
So
from?
I bought it pre-release. Like so you got like the alpha version that was there, and
On Epic Game
That-
Store?
yeah, like as soon as it dropped in the Epic Game Store, I picked it up,
You're like, fuck yeah, okay, yeah.
and it reminded me like the game mechanics are very much like Dead Cells, where if you die, you start back from the beginning again. You'll lose all the abilities that you had before. But I was excited about it because it came out from from the same game developer as Dead Cells. I'm trying to think.
It was the same
Yeah.
developer as Transistor, I think, and Bastion.
Super giant.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
So as Transistor,
Which are
so
both
it's got
friggin' awesome games, too. But anyways, yeah.
Pyre. Everyone always forgets Pyre, but yes, also
so it's
Transistor and
similar
Bastion.
similar
Yeah,
art
Pyro's more
styles,
recently, yeah.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
very very.
So you're thinking of Hades and Satisfactory. Were kind of like the two big games that were exclusive to Epic Game Store when they first launched, and both were in early access.
And,
Mhm.
And now both
Metro Exodus was another one that was like, that was probably the first big AAA exclusive for Epic was Metro
Yeah.
Exodus.
Yeah,
But
I'm
yeah,
curious.
I just remember
Where did the
seeing Hades on there. I was
groundswell-
like, that was the only place I heard about Hades, and the only reason I heard about it was because of all these people slamming Epic for having exclusives. Like, how dare you? And it was like Hades just got thrown around in the mix. I was like, oh, okay, whatever.
And it's actually a really fun game.
I know, and then I watched the reviews for it, and I read them. I'm like, holy shit, this looks amazing! I can't wait to play this.
Is in the top 0% or whatever of
It's
reviewed
mental.
games. So like every single critic of the 47 critics that were reviewed it gave it like 100%.
I know.
I'm going, yep,
It's meant.
that
it's
sounds
nuts.
about right.
It's nuts. I don't know.
Yeah, if you look at OpenCritic, it's tied with one other game. That's all I'm saying. The real
Half-Life Alex, right,
Yeah.
Richard?
critic amalgamation. Actually, it's behind Half-Life Alex. It's not as good as Half-Life Alex, apparently.
Which
What's the other game?
which
Dan?
you need
Can I
which
read the
you need to
chat
beat
there?
you need to beat Half-Life Alex, Richard.
Yeah, I do. You're right. You're right. We all have games we need.
You know,
Your $1,000
So- so-
game. Your $1,000 game.
I know what it is. Yeah.
how
You need
often
to
do you
finish.
use your VR?
It's like, how often do you use your Oculus? Like, come on.
Ooh. So I only recently picked it back up, maybe a couple weeks ago, when I had my brother-in-law staying with me, and he wanted to check it out. Before that, it was not often.
So
And
it's
then
kind of
when
like
I
a
first got it, it
niche
was fun.
use.
Well, they give you the cloth in the
Yeah.
box so that you can wipe the dust off the top of it.
I have that.
That's
I have
what-
Brandon. Here.
that was the only use for my PSVR cloth. Yeah, was the goggles never got dirty enough. It was just to wipe the dust off the top. No, that's the problem with VR. It's insanely awesome, but it's just annoying enough to use where it's like, I'm just gonna play it normal. It's
I
like,
have
oh,
to-
come on.
yeah, I have to be in the mood, right? So I tried.
It's an
Alex,
event.
I tried. I want to play games in VR that you can really only play in VR.
Yeah.
That said, Squadrons will be probably one of the first games that's available in more than one way that I'm going to actually play exclusively in VR.
Well,
So that'll-
You know what? I find that most space sims that enable VR are really made for that kind of immersion, because you don't have to worry about moving around. You don't have to worry about being like walking, and feeling that level of disconnect. Being strapped into a seat, knowing that you're not moving anywhere, and still having the freedom to look around is really that immersion that these headsets kind of give you, right? Anything else, like a game like Alex, where I know you're kind of like on rails a little bit, right? Because you get to select kind of where you want to move. You don't have the freedom to just move wherever you want. But
no, yeah, it's linear.
I am curious to see what Walking Dead Onslaught would be like. Because that was just released.
Was that
on the Rift platform? The Walking Dead Onslaught, right?
Yeah, there was
It's
another
on-
there was another one. There was another Walking Dead game that was a VR Walking Dead game, and it was apparently amazing. It wasn't Onslaught, it was something else. Shit, I can't remember the name of it, but it came out on PSVR and PC, and it's cheap as anything, and it's apparently really, really good.
Don't know.
I can't remember the name of it. It's worth checking out. But the other thing I was gonna say was I did play No Man's Sky in VR on PS4, and like that. I know it's not a space sim as such, but it's it's kind of that weird in between where it's like it's not an arcade game, but it's also not like a hardcore sim. It's kind of like a little bit of both. But the first time you launch off in the ship from a planet and go through the clouds and like go into outer space, I was just like, holy shit, this is cool. But like even that, I played it one night for about an hour in VR, and I was like, that was fucking amazing. And never played it again in VR.
yeah, but that's because
It's too annoying. Because it's too annoying to set all that shit up and like sit down and like. I got my wife looking at me, my wife recording me like what a dork and like putting it on Facebook and everything. I'm just joking.
I'm kind of like that too with the iRacing thing. I didn't get like serious consistent with it until I built an actual rig for it. Until I can just like jump in, turn it on, and go.
Yeah.
I did it maybe I raced maybe once every week, once every 2 weeks. I had to like lug out the stand and like
Yeah.
set up the chair and like it's like that setup time. Even if it's like 2 minutes, it's still enough to deter you to like do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it has to be sitting like right next to my mouse.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
everything has to be always set up. There's the setup time needs to be 1 second or less, and then
Yeah,
I'll be like, sure, I'll play it every single night, no problem.
With my rig now, I turn it on with that NVMe drive. By the time I sit down, I'm at the login
You're
screen.
like, damn it, it's too fast. Speaking of games that we have been playing, I'll get mine. I just want to see what you guys are up to lately, but the only thing I've had any goddamn time to play lately is the Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remaster for
How are you liking it?
Xbox One. Oh my god, it's so good.
Nice.
It's so good. It's one of those games though, it's like, so I can't remember who I was telling this, but it was like, do you guys, I don't know how many like Tony Hawk fans there are here of like number 1 and 2 for the, PlayStation 1. But, like, do you remember the feeling when you played those games for the first time? Like, how awesome they were and how addictive and just fun they were to play?
Yep.
I got my like first ollie.
Yes.
Like literally, yeah. Like when you get the first move of any of them, they're like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna try that again," and you try to do it again, and like spend hours and
Yes.
hours.
So the crazy thing
doing
is...
a manual into a
Yeah, doing it-
transition
Yeah.
back into another manual.
the revert to the
Yeah.
manual. Yeah. So the crazy thing is, it's like playing the new version feels as good as it did playing the original version the first time. Like it,
Yeah, I feel like
because
they've
it's so
upgraded it
updated. It's so upgraded now. Yeah, exactly. So like everything is that much better and more upgraded now that it feels like the first time I played the original game. The only quote unquote downside is I know all the moves and stuff now. I know how to do I know how to do reverts and manuals and slide. Like I know all that stuff, just muscle memory almost. So it's like, hey, now we're gonna learn how to do reverts. I'm like, fuck off, Tony Hawk. I know how to do reverts. God damn it! I've been playing this game for 25 years. Fuck
I'm
off.
40 years old. Damn it.
But at the same time, any new kids to the game are like, they're gonna need that because it was like, shit, man, that
Yeah.
stuff was hard to learn for the first time. But like,
They really should have entered the game with a. Have you ever played Tony Hawk before?
yeah,
Yeah.
do you know what
And
you're
it just
doing?
gives
Hell
all the
yeah, I do.
tutorial.
Yeah, exactly. But it was like at the same time, it wasn't a pain in the ass. It wasn't like, oh fuck this. It was.
No.
It took me like maybe 8 minutes or something to beat the tutorials and all that. But it was still kind of fun. But holy shit, man, that game is like there's so much to do and see and like unlock, and they have a new Create Skater thing, which I don't think they had before.
I haven't tried that yet.
That's all I've done. I just made an insanely hideous freak as a skateboarder, and
Man, this looks incredible.
he's been the only person I've used. So it's so good, so good.
Jesus. Okay, so two things. One, this looks phenomenal. And then two, it turns out I cannot combine my 2 Epic Game Store coupons into one transaction. I will
The
not be
fact
able to
you
save
thought you might
$30
be able
on this
to.
game.
The fact you thought might be able to. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. But the
My
fact
biggest
that the
gripe
game's
about
cheap.
Tony
The game's
Hawk 1
cheap. I think it's 40 bucks, 50 bucks,
60.
something like that. 60?
60 on Epic, yeah.
15
See, my
bucks.
biggest gripe was anytime you ever crashed really badly, dude just gets right back up like, oh, I'm just gonna brush this off. No, nothing, right? Like I want you to hit like your face, and I want like a.
Well, you want some
spit out
gore.
some-
You want some gore and some chiclets on the ground and some
Yeah.
stitches.
Yeah,
You want
like
the burn
kinda
of the
like
asphalt, a broken foot, a broken knee, something like that. Come on.
Wasn't that
Well,
Skate
it's
though?
kinda
Wasn't
like
that
the
for Skate?
What, those Batman games where the further into the game you got, the more beat up his suit got. Like it would be great by the end of the first level. Like your shirt's all torn up and your pants are all wrecked and your shoes all busted and whatever, right? But no.
Did Skate have that? One of the Skates, I thought.
I think
had that.
Skate later
the
had something
wipeouts
similar.
the wipeouts in Skate were definitely more vicious. The cool thing is with this is going against what you just said, Nick, exactly. But one of the cool things with the new Tony Hawk is when you like take a tumble or whatever, like you wipe out, it does this like weird little glitch thing So like your character's like, and then it's like you just reappear. It's like it's kind of a cool, weird little thing. It's like that makes no sense, but I'm playing a video game, so who gives a shit? But it's actually kind of a neat, weird little effect that happens. I don't know, it's neat. You have to see it to understand what I'm talking about, but it's really nice when you're doing the like the championship levels where you have to get a high score. It really helps on those ones when you take a wipeout and you're like, fuck, get up. Oh, you're already up. Okay, good. And then you can like continue your run and try and get a high score. On. Yeah. It's pretty cool. I don't know. How about you, Richard? What have you been playing?
Well, I picked up from the library for the second time Luigi's Mansion 3, I think it is.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, I rented it once before, I think when it first came out, and played a few hours of it, so it came back up in the queue, and actually I was taking a trip for work, all safe and socially distanced and good stuff like that. I didn't interact with anyone. But it was a great chance to like bring it with me and play some more of that. So, and kind of the right time of year, fall coming into spooky season, October. That game's so charming. It's so good. It's just it's so nice. It's a nice video game. You know what I mean? And
it's so Nintendo. Nothing embodies Nintendo quite like those kind of games.
Yeah. Yes.
Like they're just fun and like good and nothing evil or nothing pisses, nothing like makes you feel awkward or weird or awful. It's just like, nope, they're just good. Now, did you? I think I asked you this before. Did you play the 3DS version, which actually was number two? Which was number 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Like it was just flat out number 2. It wasn't a remake or anything. It was just a new one. Number 2, I still have to play Luigi's Mansion, but number 2 on the 3DS was phenomenal. Like, it was such a good game, and I'm hoping that Luigi's Mansion on Switch is the same, because I have it like kind of queued up or whatever to play. I know Mike is like just loving the game as well, so it's, he's nice. Absolutely crazy for it. I don't think he's ever played any of them before as well, if I'm not mistaken. But like,
this is my first one too. I've never played any of them before.
They're so good.
I'm gonna have to pick it up.
And it's surprisingly well polished, right? I mean, you would expect nothing
Mike's
less.
Played them all. Mike's played them all. Never mind. Mike played them all. Yeah, he's in the chat. He's like, I played them all. Like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, and I just want to contrast why I think this is so charming and quaint and nice with the other game that I've been playing, which is The Last of Us 2. So you can see
that's a good pick-me-up. That's a good pick-me-up game, right? It's
yeah, exactly. I'm kind of moving from like, oh man, I'm gonna just suck this ghost up and then spit the ghost out and collect all these cool things, and then I'm gonna bash this dude's head in with a brick
because he killed my best friend. Yeah.
With a brick.
Yeah, with
multiple times. Not a zombie. Human.
I'm gonna kill this person with their own knife, and then I'm gonna murder a dog. Nick.
Yeah.
What have you been playing?
Well, John and I have been, and Trav, who has decided to not join us tonight, we've been playing State of Decay, so I wanted to try this out the other day. I had a bonfire going in my backyard, and I really wanted to try it out on my phone.
Oh, that's right.
To the external monitor that I drag outside to watch a movie with the fire. And by the time we were all said and done, I was just like, yep, I just don't have the juice in the tank left. But we ended up by jumping in for some State of Decay, Trav, John, and myself the other night. And surprisingly, I was engrossed enough to keep playing even after I said, all right, I'm going. And
just one more thing.
And like I said earlier, it was 2 hours, and I was just like, shit. Like, I totally got the point of vehicle storage. I totally got the point of the backpacks. I really started hating inventory management. I really started hating having to run back and forth. Like, I think when I play these kind of games, I am naturally a hoarder. And
same here.
My instinct is I am going to go into every building, and I'm going to open everything I can, and I'm going to take
every
it all. So
item. I don't give a shit.
Fallout,
yeah.
when I play games like Fallout, it says, "Oh, you're encumbered," and I'm like, I don't care. I
Yeah,
wiped
fuck
everybody
you!
out.
I'll crawl back to the base. I don't care.
And that's why you play it with mods on PC, because you just type a couple things and now encumbrance is off.
Yeah. So I'm excited to get back into that. I went so far. I was watching a couple of videos over lunch, and my kid was kind of sitting behind me, and he's like, "Oh, you watching videos for the new platform?" And I'm like, "No, I'm watching something that's like a really glitchy game that I just started playing."
My stupid friends made me play this game. Now I'm hooked on it.
But I love that they openly embrace the glitchiness of the game, and it's like, hey, like if you get stuck, you press this button, and it'll rewind you that couple of seconds.
There's
right?
they know enough. They know enough. There's no game-breaking bugs where the whole screen just explodes and your computer resets. It's like no. We know you're gonna get stuck. A zombie's gonna like eat you, and you're gonna be half dead, and nothing else is gonna happen. Your car's gonna flip over randomly, but here's the button to reset all of that.
Oh yeah, it was great. I think my proudest moment was realizing that you can open the door and slam the zombies as you're driving by them.
It's so satisfying.
It just so stupid. Like, and I'm like, oh god. But I also like world building games in the sense that the idea is to progressively enhance your home base through resource management. They've got the enclaves, and you can kind of build all those in. And I really like that kind of freestyle game sandbox kind of environment where, it's like, here you go. You can go to the end of the game, but you're going to die. Or you can progressively
You're welcome to try whatever you want.
For you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, nothing's predetermined either. Like, even with the base building stuff, right? It's like there's like whatever 5 or 6 spots that you can build things in, and that's it. But they don't tell you what to build. They're like, build whatever the hell you want, do whatever you want. I'm like, oh shit, okay, that's cool. And then like even then, it's like you can mod each of those things that you've built to be like a bit more efficient or louder, which will attract more zombies or all this. There's so many fucking like deep elements to the game. It's like on the surface it just looks like a beat 'em up zombie survival game. I'm like, no. It's a shitload deeper than that. It's crazy.
Yeah. There's lots of
resource
strategy.
management and
Lots of strategy
for
it. Right? There's you
Yeah.
gotta plan out your runs effectively. You gotta figure out how you're gonna fit or supply the demand of your base for all the food or for all the water, for all the medical supplies.
I just wish it wasn't so buggy.
I almost wish that they could find a straddling between.
Come on now, that's half the charm.
I want a straddling between Dying Light
in the morning
because I really enjoyed playing that. That game, like,
oh my god,
that
was ridiculous.
It was dark outside, and one of those whatever their primary, their
Reapers or Nightmares. Yeah, I can't remember what they were called.
Whatever they were. Oh yeah, when they're after you, you're like, holy shit, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, legit nerves for sure.
What?
I'd like to see that kind of openness, base building, resource kind of constraints in a polished game like Dying Light, because the exploration, the verticality that game gave you was tremendous. And this game gives you a little bit of that, so long as there's a ladder for you to climb.
In the morning you can.
But it would be better if you could kind of have that, inside of it as well. And you just never get those kind of games, unfortunately. And if you do, they're just not the same. They're lackluster. But I've really enjoyed it so far.
Nice.
So there's an achievement for killing a certain number of enemies.
I actually want to hear it tomorrow morning, okay?
Oh, is there? Oh, that's phenomenal. Love it. And that Ranger truck that we were driving the other day versus the red truck, the Ranger truck outstrips that red truck, like, hands down. I was doing donuts in the Ranger truck. Like, I was just like, you're making a lot of noise. I'm like, I don't care. Bring them on. Like, doing donuts.
I wish there was an e-brake that you could
get the shotgun, kaboof, kaboof.
Yeah,
like,
there is.
Can you not do that?
My character's tired.
Stop shooting your shotgun in the midair just for no reason. You're attracting 1,000 zombies, which will kill you. So, John, you've been playing State of Decay 2 with Nicholas?
Yeah. Just kind of forgot about the game for a bit, and then we played it. Well, you, Santino, and I did. We played the Juggernaut edition when that first came out, and that was lots of fun, beating up those big bloated suckers. And then I was like, oh, well, we're running out of like multiplayer games to play. Let's go back and revisit the State of Decay 2 with some people that haven't played it. So Trav, Nick, and I picked it up and been playing with it, or I've been playing it little bits here and there.
Trav seemed to enjoy it too, didn't he?
He loved it. He loved it. And he was exactly what Nick was saying, which is like, he's a hoarder the whole time.
Yeah. He's like, this is awesome, but fuck the inventory system. I'm like, yeah, you're not gonna like the inventory system in this game.
But once I showed him
as soon as he
around,
discovered a crossbow, he was fine up until he realized that he could get a crossbow and like some sort of modded out AK, and then he was just like, "That's all I care about right now. I'm done."
Pretty much. He
I'm
was
set.
Like,
I'm set.
What can I shoot with a crossbow? What can I shoot with a tricked out AK? And he was good to go.
Yeah.
And then once we surveyed about half the map, and that's about where we left it.
Nice.
But now he has got a whole plan set up. Lots of fun going through.
That's amazing. Gentlemen, Richard in particular, is everyone ready to play a little game that I've ripped off of Damon Hatfield from IGN called Video Game 20 Questions? Did I just say 20 questions? I did. 20 questions. And that and a little Kesha's gonna play in the background.
So
a
the
little mix up
that I've been playing
sorry.
Now.
Oh
wow! Just to finish the question that you asked earlier.
There was like 15 minutes of silence. I don't know how to perceive that.
The Ghost of Tsushima is fantastic, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful game.
Of Tsushima? Sushi?
Yes.
Sushi? I definitely do want to play that.
Tsushima.
I am absolutely dying to play it. It's like... I don't know whether or not to wait for PS5 for that, or to... or like to give it a go now and continue on PS5. I don't know.
I'm okay to play it on PS5 to wait. Like
So-
that'll be a cool game to wait for.
Yeah.
For people that really like getting into a story that's so it's kind of slow pace. That's what
Octopus.
kind of game it is, right? It's so you sorry, it's a slower moving game. Beautiful. You want to take in all that scenery. It's got a fantastic plot that's to it. You got a bunch of different tales that you can follow, so you can get extra armor, extra weapons, extra moves that just add to the overall beauty of that game, the overall fighting style. It's actually really true to Kendo. So I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Because it's got the different stances that you can go through, and then all the other projectiles that you can use, which are fun little ninja tricks that you can make you a little bit more stealthy and a little bit more dangerous.
Is it a lot
But
more...
I would like to see it on a higher performing system because it's so
okay.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I would love to see a faster frame rate. I would love to see HDR, and I'd love to see it in 4K because it's got such a cinematic view in a lot of places.
Now, what are you playing it on, though?
I was gonna say.
Well, my TV's archaic. It's 1080p, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah. No, I'm just wondering if you were to play the PS4 version on like a 4K TV on a PS4 Pro, would it look like significantly better or different?
It looks good. Like HDR, like it is crazy. Like I have my TV pretty tuned up.
Yeah.
And Ghost looks really good, and plays surprisingly well, all things considered.
Sure. No, it's one of those games. I'm like, I'm going to play it. I know I'm going to, and I think Santino's the same. He was saying the same thing to me the other day. It's like, yeah, we're playing it. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, I'll wait for PS5. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
4K,
So-
60 frames per second.
Even if
If
the
you're-
load times are a little bit faster, and it's like, yeah, it's 60
Yeah.
frames per second, 4K. I'm like, yeah, sold. I'm done. I'll wait for that version.
So the load times
got time
aren't
for
that
that.
long.
No,
That's the thing. going the fast travels from different parts of the map.
Hmm.
I
It's
didn't feel like I
Insomniac,
was,
right?
like,
Is it
impatient,
Insomniac?
right?
No,
Yeah.
Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch. They did
Yes, it is Sucker
Infamous,
Punch.
right? They
Not
did Infamous.
Insomniac, Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So they know they know a lot about PS4 hardware, so it's like that's not a surprise.
But that's twice now in the same generation. You've had guys like Insomniac did Spider-Man, right? Just totally unrelated to other games they've done, and then Sucker Punch, same deal. Like just out of the blue, actually, even if you want to count Horizon Zero Dawn, like moving from what was it, Resistance? Which one did they do? Or Killzone?
Yeah, I think.
Resistance?
No,
it was
Killzone.
Resistance.
Killzone is
Resistance.
the Horizon guys. Horizon Zero Dawn guys.
Killzone.
Oh,
Okay,
you're right,
so
you're right. My
Killzone to
bad.
Horizon.
Yeah,
So Killzone to Horizon. You know,
it's a
they're
little-
just I don't know.
Infamous
what
to
they've done
Ghost of
with these
Tsushima.
studios.
It's like what?
Yeah, I don't know what they've done with these
What?
studios, but they've just given them such nice breathing room to go and play, right, and create these tool sets in the case of Horizon, or
Yeah.
work on licensed IP, or create these whole new fucking worlds with Tsushima.
Yep.
Not that they didn't create whole new worlds with Infamous as well, but this is just, it seems like such a more rich and detailed world.
I loved the PS4 Infamous Second Son, I think it was called.
Yeah, second
Dear
time.
God, what a good game! That was such a
Yeah.
good game. Even
That
the
feels like
expansion,
forever ago.
First Light.
Yeah.
Holy shit! That's still, shockingly, still is one of the best games to showcase like HDR and like just the lighting quality of games in general. Because like they have that this is totally going off on a tangent right now, but like the neon power that you have. I don't know how much you guys played the game, but like you eventually get a power where you can like suck neon energy from neon bulbs and shoot it along the wall to run up walls.
Yeah.
It's like what the
Yeah.
fuck? But like you're literally
insane.
you're shooting neon colors up walls, and it's like it's shining everywhere. I'm like, holy shit, this looks insane. But it looks so good, and it's like flawlessly smooth, everything. It's absolutely nuts. So yeah, I'm very happy that they've made. Yeah.
That was the video game 20 questions. It was Infamous Second Son First Light. So
Sweet.
You guys all got it. Congratulations.
Nice.
See you next week, guys. Later.
Alright, and the last,
And so before we start that, I'm just reading that Cyberpunk 2027 publisher orders 6-day weeks ahead of game debut now.
I hope it's like
So
8-hour
they
days.
were-
I hope it's 8-hour days, 6 days a week for their sake. Somehow I think it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
I feel
crunchy.
bad. Yeah, apparently.
Don't fucking have. Oh, I hate. See, this is the thing with movies, and the difference between movies and games is movies are done months in advance of being actually like shown anywhere. Like I know this for a fact. Like they're done.
no,
they're done months
principal-
ahead. Like
Principal photography would be done, yeah, but
no, that's even
I mean,
different. That's
any-
even like some movies, like some like flat out like a full movie. Sometimes they're shelved for 2-3 years before it's the right time to release it. Like when I was working at the Jumbo Video head office, good old Jumbo Video. Anyone remember that?
Free popcorn.
Free popcorn. When I worked at the head office there, I got like way too much insight into the movie industry and stuff. But like a lot of movies are done literally months, if not years, before they actually get released. Like done as in done. Like they're ready to be watched. Whereas games seemingly are done sometimes a week before they ship. I'm like, what the fuck? That's why you get these like day one patches and stuff. Because with movies, you can't release a day one patch. It's like the movie has to be finished. Whereas games have slowly devolved into this whole thing where it's like, it's 95% done. Let's just release it, and then in the next 3 weeks we'll cram and whatever they call it, crunch or whatever, to do to fix everything in the last 3-4 weeks. It's like, what the hell, guys? That's brutal. I'm just hoping that's not what they're doing with Cyberpunk, but it sounds like that's exactly what they're doing.
Which
And the
is weird because they were supposed to have been done that fucking game for a while now and just cleaning up bugs. So
Yeah.
maybe
Clean 'em
there were a lot of bugs, but
Clean 'em up.
It was supposed to be March, wasn't it? And they were like, nah, we're going to delay it.
Yeah.
I gotta delay it all till November.
And they still have to crunch. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah. So that last game that I played was Paper Mario.
Oh,
Oh,
how's Paper Mario?
the new one, obviously.
The Origami King.
The old switcheroo. Yeah. Nice.
It's lots of fun, very colorful. I love the 2D, 3D feel, and the gameplay is very charming too. So like
Is like the combat? Is the combat good?
The combat's not what I'm used to.
Ah.
So you kind of have to line up your enemies in this circle, and then you take them out, kind of turn-based. And goes like that, but I liked it. So combat aside, the interaction with your environment is actually pretty funny because you get all these different kinds of like tricks that you get to interact with your environment. So you get these accordion arms where you can rip off the walls, or you can use your hammer to like smash in holes in the floor, or you can like use confetti to fill in holes that are in the floor. It's pretty neat. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's definitely
that's
a
on my
charming looking game, yeah, for sure.
It is quite charming.
I got it on hold at the library. Let's see if I ever get it.
Jump on it when you get it, man. It's good.
Number 85 in the queue.
Something like that. I put my name down for Tenant, and I think I was like 2 hours late for them adding it to the catalog, and I'm already like number 92 or something in line. Whatever.
You have to sit in the theater. Anyways, that's another story.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I know.
3 hours in the theater? Yeah.
Not
Okay.
a fucking chance.
Nope, I'm good. I ain't
Go to
going
the drive-in, man. Go to the
anywhere.
drive-in.
Driving? Sure. You know what? Sure.
Drive-in you could do.
Listen, you country bumpkins. We don't have fucking
I hate the
drive-ins where I
drive-in.
am.
I hate watching movies at the drive-in. It's such shit quality.
Yeah.
Actually,
Like,
the
you're
five
far away.
driving in Oakville is not that bad. It's
You
pretty
still
decent.
feel so disconnected.
It-
It still feels-
as long as you're on the big screen, there's like 3 screens there now.
Yeah.
The main screen's good. It's actually not bad at all. It's fucking massive. The other ones, forget it.
No, it
They
all
must be
sucks.
cleaning up.
They all
They
suck.
are.
They all
A couple of
suck.
times I
Fuck
got
them
by
all.
They're always out the street.
They all suck. You just go to their
The last time
Smash.
I saw a drive-in, my battery died because I had a giant subwoofer in my trunk that was going for the entire time
That's
that
your
I was there.
fault.
So my car was. I was the last person there, and of course they have a tow truck going up and down trying to find all the guys that had dead batteries, right? So yeah, that was the last time I went to a drive-in.
That is hilarious.
So yeah, speaking of dead in the drive-in, you guys want to play video game 20 questions?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's do this.
Yeah.
Is it a racing game?
You guys ready to be here till 1 a.m.? Hey, Nick. Nick's like, shut the fuck up.
So who's hosting
Sorry,
it?
I had to.
Who's hosting it this time? Since last time
Richard's hosting this time. Richard's hosting he's got the answer. We all got to guess. It's a little bit of a mix-up this time.
Look who's the man.
Is the game Craft and Crew?
All right, new quizmaster.
Is it Deep Rock Galactica?
Yeah. Did you?
Don't waste questions, ATO. Come on.
Okay, game starts now. Seriously, any question I hear, it's gonna count.
And they have to be yes or no questions. You bastards.
Okay, let's not take an hour this time.
Please.
Is it before? Was it released before 2000, Richard?
Yes.
Wow.
Ah, damn it. Then I'm probably out. I know. Like,
Is it
I know just the mainstream games then.
Is it a East developer?
Yes. No. No. Sorry. No. I had to think of my north, south, east, west.
Was it a platform?
All right, so-
Was it a platform exclusive?
Maps.google.
Platform exclusive? No.
No. Ah, shit. Okay. That's not good.
We're going in.
So it could be like a sport. It
Japanese
could be a
game.
sports. Could be a sports. No, West. It's West developed.
It's west right now.
So it could be a sports game.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. West developer.
Was it? Can I? Please, guys, just stop me. Okay, I'm just gonna ask questions like crazy. Was it released after 1990?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's between 1990
All right, so we got a
And
10
2000. So it's
10-year
probably if it's released on multiple
Hmm.
platforms, it could be a sports game.
You think maybe it's a Dreamcast game?
Shut the fuck up, Cynthia.
Cast come up.
Oh, I thought you were being a jackass.
See, it's different because we don't know.
No, not this time.
We don't know Richard as much as we know Dan. So
Ah.
interesting.
Sure.
Would you say the games that I've chosen have been Dan games though?
Some yes, some no.
Exactly.
I would agree. Yeah.
All over the place.
So we have a 10-year window. It's a Western developer.
Multi-platform. Was it a
Multi-platform.
16-bit game?
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
I never owned this platform, but I'm assuming no, it was not.
You just gave away a massive hint. Thank you.
Yeah, but that could be. But
Like
what
you
does that
said,
mean?
you don't
anyway?
know
That,
shit
that
about
could be.
We don't know shit about it. God damn it! It could be any system. Fuck.
That could be a handheld game for all we know. I
Well, yeah,
mean,
it
the
could be.
90s,
It could be Game Boy.
the 90s to
Okay, wait.
2000 could be like Game
Could be.
Gear.
Game Boy. Could be NES. Could be Sega Saturn.
No, he said. Wait. So, what was the answer to? Was it on a 16-bit platform?
He said no.
No. Okay, it wasn't. Okay. Fuck, it could be on like a 32-bit platform though.
Could be a Sega CD game.
Son of a bitch! It could be a 32-bit platform. I didn't even think of that. Like Sega, Saturn,
You should say-
N64.
Some
PlayStation
weird
1.
Neo Geo game. All right, do we
I
go?
like this
So
feeling.
predominantly games from the US
See,
are either fighting games or RPG
Sport.
or
Sports.
I
Sports.
think we need to narrow it down to generation at least. Because like right now, it's all I know now is it's not Genesis, Super Nintendo, or like TurboGrafx 16 is quote unquote 16-bit, but we'll just assume that Richard
Yeah,
is
but that's-
assuming that it is, and like
like
yeah, sure, it gets bundled.
Neo Geo.
Neo Geo, no one knows what the
Like-
fuck that thing is. It's like a weird
Well,
ass.
we don't know. You really want to stump a crowd? I mean, like you picked an arcade game. I mean, like Christ, come on.
Okay, but
Fucking hell. You know what?
Virtual
I gotta ask. Is it a sports game?
No.
I had to get that out of the way.
What's all good?
So now let's qualify this for a second. Would fighting game also qualify as a sport game?
No,
Game
I
Gear.
wouldn't classify that.
Okay.
No, I don't classify it.
it's a-
Unless you know what,
Well,
Nick, unless it was like UFC,
Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
because that's like it.
Yeah,
that's
but that
literally
time
that's
period-
literally
that time
an
period
EA
wouldn't have
sports
had a
game.
like that.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's like UFC.
Super Nintendo.
UFC is probably the only sports game I would classify as a sports game.
Right.
Forward. Holy crap! There's like a bunch of systems released in the 90s. Dang it, man.
Oh yeah, like that's like this crazy age of like everybody was releasing shit all over the place, right? Because I mean, like this is the generation of like Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition and home console Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. Like that is the golden year of arcade revolution, where the home console basically said we got to capture this crowd somehow.
Yeah.
So we got a nice gift from Richard, and I don't know if he intentionally said this or not. He said he has never owned this system before. So
Yeah, I got that too.
we know that it's not Sony PlayStation.
Is it okay? I gotta ask this. Sorry, I gotta ask this, guys. Is it?
What do you think?
90s. It's a 90s game. Was this?
Well, it could still be a Dreamcast game.
I know, but
It
like,
could still,
Yeah.
because that came out in what, 99? And it's not a sports game.
shit.
Would PC
You know
be
what?
16-bit at this point?
PC didn't have digital. Don't even worry about PC. I think at this point, PC was either digital down. Like they didn't even have digital downloads at this point. Let's face it, it's all optical
No.
disc. Was this? You know what? Was this game on an optical disc? Was that like
Yeah.
the? Yeah. Was that like was that the primary way to buy this game? Was on an optical disc?
Yeah, it was one of the ways. Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
It was one of the.
Is this game?
One
is
of
this
the
game part of the series?
ways.
Or part of the
No,
series?
That's not good. Yeah,
That's
Nick.
not-
Yeah, Nick. Nick
That's
just
not a
asked.
yes or no. That's not a yes or no.
No, that's fine. That's
Yes.
fine.
It's yes.
He's saying yes. It was one of the. That's even better than a yes or no answer.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nick was saying. Is it a? What did you say again, Nick? Was it a?
Is it part of a series?
No.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Okay.
That totally sets.
No
Oh, yeah.
sequels. Than 16-bit. 90s. Not a sports game.
So it was either PlayStation, Saturn, Dreamcast, 3DO.
Jaguar.
It depends. Well, Jaguar had a CD add-on, but I highly doubt that was what it was. The library for that is so stupidly small. If Richard's choosing a Jaguar CD game, I'll drive over to his house tonight and horsewhip him. With
Is this an open world
this
He's
empty
smiling a
cam?
little too much for that. He's smiling a little too much.
He's like, it is a Jaguar CD game. I'm like, no one knows anything about Jaguar CD. I want to nail down platform first because, like,
Ladderhouse.
Nick, did you have a question?
Yeah. So I'm going to blow this one. Is it a open world style game?
No.
Okay.
that's not fun. That's not a good question to ask, though. Was it?
Because even at that point, GTA was still
Yeah, no,
sandbox,
exactly.
right?
Like late '90s, everyone was like, "Oh, let's do an open world game" for no reason.
Yeah.
Even if it's an RPG. I have to ask Richard, was this a PlayStation 1 game?
No.
Fuck.
He said he didn't own it.
Yeah, but I don't know if he owned a PlayStation 1. He even said, "You don't know me."
First thing I ever bought was a PlayStation 1 with my paper route money.
Paper route money.
Yeah.
You son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
now you know me.
He
I almost want to start getting into the nuance because I mean, like,
PlayStation.
is this like a
Game
3D?
Boy.
Is this a 3D game or is it like a rastered game?
Yeah, you know what?
PS1
You know, yeah,
right
no,
from the
Nick,
get-go.
Nick, you're right because it's not a platform exclusive. So fuck the platform. Let's just talk about the technology
specifics
for
of-
the game or the genre for the game, right?
Yeah.
So we want to get to
Okay.
So what were you
Yeah,
saying? That you
it-
just said something good. What was it?
You really want to isolate. Is it a raster-based game or is it a 3D-based game,
Yeah.
like polygon-based?
Yeah, would you classify this as a 3D game, Richard?
Okay, Dan's question. Would you consider
Sorry,
this
sorry.
as a 3D game?
I'm just saying it. Yeah.
3D game? No.
Fuck.
Okay, so then you're a platformer, right? So this could be like any sort of Metroidvania style game then, which is also kind of popular at that point, right? You think of games like Symphony of the Night,
dude,
any of the
2D
Mega Mans, like
2D game,
It's
2D
not part of
game
a
from the
series. So it's
90s.
no Mega Man, no Castlevania, no Metroid. Those are all part of a series.
Oh yeah, so no Sonic.
True. But it doesn't mean that it can't embody that kind of flavor of game, right?
I agree. It'd be like Contra, but like no Contras because there's like 6 different Contras.
All right. So do you want to eliminate all that and say, well, hold on. Are you keeping your 20 questions up to date? Because we're only on 9 now.
I'm up to 12. You're on your 12th question now.
No, I'm behind.
Scroll down, buddy. Scroll down.
Yeah, just the second page. There you go.
Oh, you're right. My bad. All right. Is this a side scroller?
Hmm.
Is humming is.
Yeah. No.
It's not a side scroller.
No.
Because I mean, like games like Contra, at one point,
Right.
even though it was top down, right? You went from side scrolling to top down, right? So I mean, it kind of had both views.
No, it's not that.
Okay.
So not a side scroller, not an open world game,
But it's
not a sports game,
but it's not a 3D game either, though.
and not a 3D game.
Well, it could be similar to like a Zelda.
it's like a light gun game now, right? I mean, like, because those old light gun games were all raster based.
This one's tough.
It was on optical drive though. It's got to be a more modern, like back half of the 90s.
Oh,
The back half of the 90s, before 95 or whatever it was, there was nothing. There was no discs, no optical discs, really.
But it could
Do you-
still
do
be
you
a
wanna
PC
ice-
game. Couldn't it still be a PC game?
Is this a PC game, Richard?
Yeah.
Is it?
Okay,
like,
wait. Shit.
Hold on, I think I might know.
No, I'm just
like,
I don't
what?
want to say. Oh, because no, it's not platform exclusive. We already asked that. It's not
So
platform
what do you
exclusive.
think it is?
It's
Santino?
been on PC and console.
So if it's not a
Fucking
if it's not a
guest.
platformer, no, like Seventh Guest or 11th Hour or
Lynx.
Oh, Links. It's not a sports game.
see, it's not a sports game, not an RPG, it's not a platformer, it's not a
Shit.
3D game. Seventh Guest and 11th Hour, Mist wasn't either of those.
No, Mist. Could
Yeah.
be Mist. I don't know. I wouldn't.
It's.
I wouldn't. I don't even
Forget
know
that,
if I'd
it's
classify Mist. I don't even know if I'd classify Mist as a.
Is that
3D
even a
It's
game?
like- yeah, is it even a game? We're in the.
Or
Is it even a like?
Yeah,
is it
Mist.
a puzzle
Mist is not even a game. It's
with like nicely generated backgrounds?
it's a pain in the ass, is what it is.
It's that Microsoft version of Wizard's Chest or whatever it was.
Oh, for
It
fuck's
could be.
sake!
It could be like an RTS similar to like.
Command and Conquer.
Ooh.
Command and Conquer.
Command and Conquer.
Oh,
Command
Command
and
and Conquer.
Right.
That's his smug face.
Command and Conquer. Good one. Good one.
But
Good
but
one.
hold on, but I don't know if they ever produced those kind of games for any other platform.
They
though.
did. They definitely did.
They did.
Red Alert.
They did.
Red Alert was 100% on.
Yeah. Same
On
thing with
PlayStation
StarCraft.
1?
Or sorry, same thing with StarCraft.
So do you want to isolate it?
Yeah,
Is
Richard.
this game in RTS?
Yeah, there you go. It was an RTS.
I'm gonna like post his face to punchable faces. To our punchable faces. Just kidding, just kidding.
No,
No,
god
yeah.
damn it. He's like, you idiots. It's not an
Not an
RTS.
RTS, no.
God damn it. Okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
Now watch the
Fucking-
punchable face.
No, Richard, you need to do this.
Like he didn't. Like he didn't.
I just threw my phone across the street.
So we didn't
RTS,
ask
no,
if it
okay.
was an RPG. Did we? So
It's not
like,
an open world though.
Well,
so
wait,
which
no, wait,
games
the
are
RP
open world and
That's a good point, actually. Most RPGs back then were open world, right? Like Final
Yeah,
Fantasies,
they're gonna be
Dragon
open
Quest,
world
they're
enough.
all open
They're not
world.
going to be too linear.
and especially back then.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
I'm
wait,
thinking
wait.
Seventh Hour or whatever. Seventh Guest.
It could be. I'm just looking at all these lists here. It could be Diablo.
Ooh.
Diablo
Yeah, that'd be
1.
interesting.
Diablo 1 was on PlayStation 1.
So now you can get into the view.
Oh,
right?
no,
Do
it
you
wasn't
wanna
on
say, like, is
PlayStation
it a
1. Never mind.
Quarter down
Yeah.
view.
Never mind. It wasn't
so
PlayStation
that's
1.
actually a fantastic.
How many questions do we have left though?
Is it first person? Is it third person? Is it
Ooh,
top-
good, yeah,
shoot,
good,
shoot,
yeah,
give me
good
a
one.
first-
Nick, do that, do that.
Oh, is it maybe
Santino, ask.
could be? No, I don't want to ask.
Richard, is this a no? Kid, it's not 3D. It's not going to be a first-person
Yeah,
It's
game.
not 3D. That's right.
No, but it like if you think of the traditional games back then, it's three-quarter rake because Doom, any of the those style of games kind of had that three-quarter view, right?
No, Doom was a first-person shooter.
Yeah, it's first person, but not
And it
3D.
Oh, it was 3D. Give me a break.
It's 3D. That's 3D. Wolfenstein.
Yeah, they're 3D.
That's- Yeah,
whether or not
the
you would like it
levels
or
were
yeah.
3D.
Yeah.
Fuck.
They
PC game
still use
was not-
sprites and stuff, but like,
Yeah. It's Heretic.
This is not
no,
platform.
that's 3D. That was a good game though. I like that.
Fuck.
The jibs.
I'm gonna admit, like seventh guess, like the games like
I ha-
that or something.
I have to ask this. Richard, did it come out on Dreamcast?
No.
God damn it!
See,
Stop.
it
Wait,
might.
wait.
I had to ask. I had to ask.
How many questions left?
We got
We
four.
got
We got
five.
4
We're on 16.
questions.
Well, 4 and a guess.
16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, 4 and a guess. Sorry, I totally wasted that one.
Okay, do we want to say like, do we want to ask like what kind of genre it is? Like if it's a horror or if it's like that kind of thing, or like
Yeah, we can maybe narrow it down. Like, we know it's not open world, which means like action adventure.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
ooh, it could be.
Oh shit, Nick! Now what the hell, Nick?
You just no, but is it
Is
a
it a
strategy
sim?
game?
No, it's a simulation.
That's a real
game.
time shot. That's a
No,
real
it's a simulation. That's a simulation. That's not a real
Simulation
game.
is different than RTS, man.
Okay, true. fair enough.
SimCity.
Oh, Nick, where were you 90 seconds ago? When I asked the terrible Dreamcast question.
All right, so we asked another genre.
Okay, so to eliminate any of these other style of games, we can say, do you build anything in this game? Right?
I don't know that
I don't know, like
that late of a game or that like long of a game, but
Actually, back then,
Building?
back in like the late 90s, that didn't happen in a lot of games. Nowadays, every goddamn game, there's like some building mechanic.
yeah, but
But
if
in the
the
late
question's only
90s,
going to
it's like-
eliminate a couple of games, then that's not really worth
Well, no,
it.
it's,
right?
I don't think it's going to. I think it's going to eliminate every simulation game, every RTS game, every. Oh, yeah.
It's already not an RTS game. We know that.
I know. That's the thing.
right. But then again, you get out of like the Roller Coaster Tycoon
Oh,
kind of games.
I know which question to ask.
Go for it.
What?
Do it.
What do you think?
No, wait, damn it. No, wait. Yeah, I know it. Sorry.
Do it.
What do you think it is?
Have we mentioned the game already today in the podcast?
Ooh. Nice
No.
one. No!
Oh!
Wow.
Damn it. That's good. This is good.
That was a good question. I like that.
You've mentioned a lot of games.
I know, right? I think that's our trick. That should be the trick. We just list all like 15,000 games.
Throughout the entire
Just started
show.
reading
It's like,
off
God
of
damn it, I can't remember. Maybe you did. Maybe you did. I don't know. Shit.
So we haven't mentioned.
It can't be anything like Space Quest or any of those style of games, right? Because those never came out to any other platform other than PC,
Oh,
right?
No,
Commander
it's not
Keen,
3D.
the original Duke Nukem's. None of them ever reached any other popularity on any other system, as far as
Well,
I'm aware.
3D. There's no 3D. It's
So
not a
that
3D
eliminates
game
all
either.
those.
It's not a 3D game. That's the
Yeah,
big
but
one.
but
That's
the original ones were never 3D.
I know. I'm just saying, like,
Like
the
Duke Nukem
fact that
was-
it's the
was
fact
a
that
side scroller.
the biggest things I'm taking away from this are it was a PC game, not platform exclusive, which means it was on consoles as well as PC.
Dude.
And it was an optical disc, which means it was a late 90s game. Pardon me.
Alright.
And
it's not a 3D game.
and it's
Dude.
not, and that's the big thing. That's the big thing, Santino, is it's not a 3D game and it's not a side scroller. It's like, what the fuck could this game be?
Syndicate.
Love
That's a
that
good game.
game.
Oh,
Love that game.
can I ask you a question? Was this a 3/4 view game, Richard?
3/4 view.
You know what I mean, like the isometric
Like
view.
isometric view?
Yeah, like Diablo, Syndicate, that kind of view. The Horde. Remember the Horde?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I mean, some of the camera angles are isometric.
Ooh, I like that little hint. You can rotate the camera. Shit.
That's not necessarily what I'm saying.
Sure.
So you can't rotate the camera. That's what you're saying.
Some of the camera angles are fucking hell, Richard. You
Rotatable.
son
I
of a
can
bitch.
still have a fixed camera view and not always be isometric.
So that eliminates any of the building games because they would have all been isometric.
It also eliminates like the initial, like the original, like XCOM and Fallout games, and well, those are kind of RTSs. Well, no, they weren't RTSs. They were like
Those no, those are turn-based.
Wasteland was.
That's where I'm going with this. It's like Wasteland, XCOM, Fallout. They were all turn-based strategy, isometric view, like PC. Like, yeah, they wouldn't be any of those.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are so far away. Do you want a hint?
If we're that far away and you're asking us for a hint, I'll take a hint. I'll take a hint.
You're 3 questions away from the end. So
yeah, I'll take a hint.
Keep going down the rabbit hole of seventh guess.
Ooh. See, I was onto something.
Oh, I think the game is Ground Zero Texas. To be honest with you.
Night Trap.
I don't know.
No one knows what the hell I'm talking about. Sewer Shark? No?
I'll tell you what, I'll do you an extra service. I'll keep your have we mentioned the game yet note up to date. And no, you haven't mentioned the game.
Son of a bitch. Mad Dog McCree. It's Mad Dog McCree.
Ooh! I think I know.
What?
No. Was Under a Killing Moon on
Ooh.
console ever?
3DO. It was on 3DO. It was
Does that
definitely.
count as multi?
That counts as multi-platform.
Could be.
The chances of Richard choosing Under a Killing Moon is so slim,
Slim? Yeah, right?
unless he's laughing because that's the game.
There's also the 11th hour.
With Tex Murphy.
Yeah.
Remember, not part of a series.
Oh shit, that is a part of a series, isn't it?
God damn it.
There was a sequel to that, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Ooh. No. Was Blade Runner on
No, it was only PC.
PC?
Yeah.
What about Shadow Man?
Shadow Run?
There's Shadow Run.
Oh, Shadow Run was isometric. Fucking hell. This is crazy. I don't know, man. Was this an RPG?
No.
Fucking hell.
I just said, think about what was seventh guest? Was seventh guest an RPG?
I don't know what the fuck Seventh Guest was.
Okay,
It was a piece
so-
of shit
so
video
look
game.
Look
I
up
mean,
the
you're not
category
wrong,
that
but-
seventh guest is in, and then look up the other games in that category. Or
I
will that
I
be
think
the-
you know what I think. You know what I think the game is, guys. Do you want to know what I think it is? I think it's Night Trap.
Okay.
No, but
promise.
we haven't mentioned it already. I
I
mentioned
promise.
it, and
I will
What,
just
you
look
meant-
up
you
the-
mentioned Night Trap?
yeah, in passing.
Oh shit! Okay, never mind. I don't even think Night Trap came out on PC, to be honest with you. Well, we got one more guess and one more question and a guess. I have no fucking clue at this point.
It's like an adventure.
You guys aren't even close.
Adventure puzzle.
I don't know, man.
I have no idea at this point.
Can you at least get the genre? Like,
So what genres have we
Yeah,
guessed? We've guessed sports.
I feel like we've
no.
kind of like gone
Open
backwards
world,
on this
no.
one here.
Side scroller, no. RTS, no. RPG, no.
So adventure.
Like action adventure.
Oh, what was it? Robert and Gromit or something? No, that's a series.
What? Wallace and Gromit?
Wallace and Gromit?
Though. Yeah, I don't know.
Robert and Gromus?
Wallace and Gromit.
The adventure game.
Drunk uncle. Is it an adventure game? John, thank you. Adventure game? Yes.
Adventure game? No! It's like, you son of a bitch!
But also remember that it didn't have any sequels. It's a one-off.
That's right.
It was a one-off adventure game.
Now please guess the adventure game from the 90s.
Wait. Where does it say?
Thanks for
Oh, series?
narrowing
No,
it
there
down.
you go, yeah. The one-off
But it was
adventure
like
game.
the seventh guest, though. He said it was.
Well, I mean, I
down
meant
the
it
same-
like it was an adventure game, like the seventh guest. That's why I can't
Oh,
believe
okay.
John guessed if it was an RPG after I said it's like the seventh guest.
Dan, you idiot.
Well, it's not like fucking
Moron.
Myst, because Myst had 2 sequels.
Well, Look what there's like, fucking hell, Grim Fandango, Day of the Tentacle, like those are Funky Island.
They've all
of them
had
were-
fucking sequels. All of them have had sequels. As soon as I hear the game, I'm gonna punch myself right in the face.
I don't think you are. You've probably never heard of this game. Is my decision at this point.
No, and that's rightfully yours.
Full Throttle.
Oh, God,
No, it's
I
not gonna be
love that
Full
game.
Throttle. I don't think Full Throttle ever came out on consoles at all. Ever.
If you even guess, tell you what, if you guess the console that it came out on, I'll give you full credit.
Wow,
I really
that
want full
much?
credit. Yeah, I really want full credit.
The Amiga.
Even without doing the work of full credit.
Was it
I
cannon?
Yeah,
Was it
Amiga.
cannon fodder for the Amiga 32?
It did in fact come out on an Amiga. Yes.
Get out of here!
Just
What
tell
the-
us the
It was
fuck.
Amiga
You know what?
32.
Just tell us the
It
fucking
was
game,
the
Richard.
Amiga, I think it was not the Amiga 32, but anyway, yeah, it came out on an Amiga.
What was the game?
Okay,
What was
what
the
game
game?
is it? We give up.
Okay.
We got one more guess. We got one more guess. We got one more.
Okay, John, guess.
Tell you what, I'll give you-
Feel
I'll give you a whole
free,
bunch.
John. Take a wild guess.
It's a 2D cartoon style game that came out originally on the Amiga and on DOS.
Yeah.
And a couple years later, or a year later, it came out on Mac. And then a couple years later, it came out on Sega 3D.
Fucking
Sega-
Lemmings.
Sega what?
Currently, it's not. Yeah,
Lemmings?
it's not a strategy game. No.
What did it come out on? Sega what?
Adventure game. Sega CD.
Oh, Sega CD.
That
So-
sounds
so-
like the.
So it had video. It had
Sega-
video involved.
So a Sega CD adventure game in the 90s.
Oh, it's not fucking
Yeah.
Dragon's Lair, is it?
And only one was
No,
ever
no,
made.
no.
Only
Dragon Slayer was the 80s.
Only one in the series was ever made. You can buy this game on GOG right now if you wanted to. I don't know why you would.
Just tell us.
Good.
Just tell us. Just tell us the game.
Okay, so
Richard.
it's
Put,
not
us-
a good
put us
game.
out of our misery, Richard. Just put us out of our misery.
The game is
Sam and
Adven-
Max.
The Adventures of Willie Beamish.
Oh shit!
Oh my god, I love that fucking game.
You guys knew it?
Yeah.
After all of
I-
this?
That's a
I
great
played
game. I
fucking
owned
Willy
it. I
Beamish.
owned it on Sega CD.
Why did I not think of that?
Oh my gosh, you guys make me so
I've
happy.
never
I
heard of
owned
that
it.
game.
I
would have
owned-
never guessed that.
I owned it as well.
Fuck! I owned it.
If-
I
if
owned
you
it on
know where
Sega
Smelt
CD.
It, dealt it. That's where I got that from.
I'm almost, yeah,
First,
I'm almost,
first time I
thank
heard
you.
that.
I'm almost certain it came with my my PC that my family had, and I played the shit out of that game.
God
I could never
damn
get
it.
past the one part.
Oh, I remember this now. I remember seeing the friggin' cover of it every single time I walked into
my
Radio
God, I
Shack.
want to play Willie Beamish now. I cannot
Right?
believe that. Good
I
choice.
watched a PC playthrough of it today in anticipation of this.
Oh man.
Oh man, that makes me, yeah, like I said, simultaneously very happy and very sad that you guys know this game.
Never played it.
This is very much akin to like the modern, Command and not Command and Conquer, Leisure Suit Larry style,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it's not
screen to screen kind of open world, but not really open world.
I'm really surprised that you guys didn't go to
It's a
any of like
click
the LucasArts
adventure.
games. Yeah, it's a point and click adventure.
Well,
right?
okay, so the thing is, like, that genre is these days is effectively dead.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's not
Yeah, like I
bad.
said, like Gromit and Willis, right?
It was
Like,
amazing
that
back
was-
then because what did you say, Willis and Gromo?
Gromit and Willis, I think he said. Jesus.
Like what?
I don't know what a Gromus and a Willet is. But anyway.
Hell, man.
Grillis and omelet? What?
Gorillas and omelets. Yes.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
No, this game's. I remember this. This is like one of the defining games of my childhood.
Yes, me too. Thank you.
I want to say it was a launch title for Sega CD because it was in the. Do you remember the Sega CD with like the the shitty soft cardboard cases they had with the games? I don't know if you ever.
Fuck, it came out in '91. Holy shit.
I know. I don't remember when.
I had a
specifically
Sega
played
CD.
it,
And
Yeah,
I,
me too.
I never
What are the
bought.
actually? What are the system requirements? Like, what are the original system requirements? I'll be able to tell then.
12K of RAM. No one's ever gonna need more than that.
No, because I remember I was still, I think, in grade 7 or 8, and I had a 486.
Okay.
Nah,
Sounds about right.
DX66.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, baby.
it was.
Oh, yeah.
It was. Yeah,
Uh,
it
I
was.
never
I was like
finished
so
it, though.
proud of it. No, I never finished Willy Beamish either. Now I really want to finish that.
I know. It was this fucking bat in an attic. I think it was the day that you stay home sick and you end up in the attic and you fight this bat, and it was like a vampire bat, and I will remember that in my own mind. I will never play that scene until the day I die. But
I'd have to see a walkthrough.
yeah, every year now though, I think about this game, but I forget the name of it. Like to find this game, you remember that website I mentioned earlier in the podcast where I was like going back through my post history? Well, I had to go back to 2013 for the last time I thought about the name of this game.
Wow.
And it was a post where somebody was like, "Hey, does anybody have names of games that they forget sometimes?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Fuck this game where you fight a bat," and somebody was like, "Willy Beamish?" I was like, "Yeah, that's the fucking one."
Say,
So I
what
had to
the
go
hell?
back
Immediately.
in my post history to go find it to remember the name of the game. It's just like a forgettable name for some reason.
Oh my god, Dynamics, the opening screen. Yes. Ah!
Right? So everyone's going to GOG tonight to buy it. All of a sudden, like, Willy Beamish copies are going to spike up and to the right.
All
Two copies instead of 0.
Brigade! go run a brigade on GOG. Crash their servers!
Yeah.
The Reddit hug.
Yeah, the Reddit hug of death. Go all 8 viewers, go now. Buy Willy Beamish.
Well, that was fun.
Much fun.
See you next week.
That's cool.
We actually are doing this is like the 3rd one in September, which is insane. So let's try and keep this up.
Let's do it.
Why not?
Weekly, motherfuckers.
Later, y'all.
Yeah,
See
right.
ya.
See you.